No animal has a grasp on our collective psyche like snakes. While deserving our respect and compassion as all living things do, it's not hard to see why snakes have such an effect on us. With representatives like cobras, pythons, boas, and mambas. No, not that mamba. Yeah, that one. It is difficult to say which kind is the scariest. The group of snakes that kill the most people are none of the previously mentioned groups, however. This honor goes to the vipers. On today's episode of Endangered Inhabitants, we'll be slithering into the world of Bitis gabonica, the Gaboon viper. Gaboon vipers and snakes of all kinds fall under the order Squamata along with 7,000 species of lizard. They then fall into the order Serpendus, where all 3,900 snake species are found. This viper is found in the family Viperidae, with all 375 species of viper. Vipers are thought to have diverged from other snakes around 50 million years ago during the Eocene. Viperidae can then be divided into three recognized and distinct subfamilies: the Azemiopinae, or the Fees viper, which contains only 2 species, the Crotenelae, or the pit vipers, which contains the rattlesnakes, true pit vipers, moccasins, and others, and the Viperinae, or the true vipers, which our Gaboon viper falls under. Gaboon vipers are found in the genus Bitis, cause they bitis. They are commonly known as either African adders or puff adders, as the most famous member of and type species of the genus is the puff adder, Bitis arietans. Close relatives of the Gaboon viper within the genus that were once considered synonymous are the rhinoceros viper and the West African Gaboon viper, which I swear is different. Being the largest of all vipers, these guys are pretty chunky. Adults are typically around 125 to 155 centimeters, or 410 to 59 feet in length. They tip the scales at around 9 to 11 kilograms, or 20 to 25 pounds, with a max recorded weight of 20 kilograms, or 45 pounds. Gaboon vipers sport a stunning pattern. Their beautiful work of art, that is their skin, may be striking on open ground, but the mosaic of browns and blacks is absolutely perfect for hiding amongst the dead leaves under trees, providing a high degree of camouflage for both prey and potential threats. Gaboon vipers are venomous. They are able to produce venom, a poisonous substance secreted by animals, and secrete it and then inject it to subdue prey or in self-defense. The venom is produced in venom glands, which are modified parotoid salivary glands. The venom is then stored in large glands called alveoli before traveling via duct to the fangs when being injected. Speaking of injection, Gaboon vipers just so happen to sport the longest fangs of any venomous snake at up to 5 centimeters or 2 inches long. These fangs are normally sheathed when not in use, in order to protect them, but are ready to pop out whenever the snake opens its mouth to strike. The fangs themselves are like a syringe, having hollow insides with sharp tips better for piercing. Native to sub-Saharan Africa, they can be found in Guinea, Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Northern Angola, the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Eastern Tanzania, Zambia, Malawi, Eastern Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and the Northwest KwaZulu-Natal province in South Africa. They usually inhabit lowland rainforests and woodlands, also being fond of secondary thickets and agricultural plantations like those of cashews, cocoa, and coffee. They can live almost anywhere where there is a sufficient amount of native vegetation to produce the dead foliage they need to blend in with the forest floor. Due to their large body size, adults feed on a variety of prey species. They feed on small to medium-sized mammals, birds, and amphibians. Mammal species include a bunch of rodents, lagomorphs, and even small antelope have been reported. Species of birds preyed upon include doves, guinea fowl, and francolins, among others. These vipers normally hunt by ambush, waiting for their prey to come to them before striking and injecting their venom. These vipers often inject large amounts of venom from their enormous venom glands from one bite, having the second largest quantity of any venomous snake, to ensure it takes effect as quickly as possible so the snake doesn't have to follow its dying prey over a long distance. The venom itself is a mix of many different toxins that do different things. It's both cytotoxic, being toxic to cells, and cardiotoxic, causing cardiac muscle damage which can eventually lead to a cardiac failure. The venom kills by destroying the victim's nerves, tissues, and blood cells. Prey, then, is swallowed whole once its game ended. They are primarily nocturnal, being most active at night. These vipers can actually be more active hunters under the cover of dark, mostly hunting during the first 6 hours of the night. While hunting, Gaboon vipers use a supranasal sacs with sensory functions. This allows our viper to be able to use visual, chemical, and thermal cues while hunting, even if they lack the heat-sensing pit organs characteristic of pit vipers. If accosted, Gaboon vipers may hiss loudly as a warning. Doing so in a deep, steady rhythm while slightly flattening their head with each breath out. Strikes are extremely rare, even while handling. It may be due to how energetically costly it is to produce the massive amounts of venom these vipers have at any one time, only using it to hunt or as an absolute last resort. Despite their intense looks, these animals are generally slow-moving and placid, as they will spend large amounts of time motionless whilst waiting for prey. It has been noted by numerous people how unaggressive in nature these snakes are, rarely ever striking or even hissing even while being handled. It should be noted that these snakes can still frickin' kill you, so you should avoid handling them in most circumstances. In order to do the nasty, males engage in combat, intertwining and wrestling until one of the two succeeds in pushing the other's head into the ground and raising his own body between 20 to 30 centimeters for whatever reason. The nasty is generally completed between September and December during the rainy season. After the nasty is completed, females have a gestation period of around 7 months, typically giving birth to between 20 to 60 young at a time. And you heard me right, vipers are ovoviviparous, meaning the eggs are held internally until they hatch, where they then give birth using their cloaca, just like Meemaw used to do! Gaboon vipers are listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. More assessment is needed in order to get concrete population numbers, though the population trend is thought to be in a decline. The biggest threat that Gaboon vipers face is poaching. Traditional medicine and the bushmeat trade for their meat in West Africa are the primary reasons why these snakes are taken en masse from the wild. The international pet trade, while not as large a threat as the previous two mentioned as the demand is limited, is still an area of concern as these vipers fetch a pretty penny, and as money brings out the worst in society, just thought I'd mention that. Another big threat to Gaboon vipers is habitat destruction. In order for their camouflage to work as intended, these guys need at least some native vegetation. As Africa develops more and more, especially agriculturally, these suitable habitats are becoming increasingly uncommon across much of the snake's range. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. I love hearing your thoughts in the comments, so please tell me anything. Literally anything, please, I'm lonely. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more Endangered Inhabitants. I'm probably going to continue this series till at least the end of the year, so I want to try and hit 100 subscribers by then. All of you have a fantastic day. Peace.